All right, welcome to today's session on customer perspective on building BI applications for the cloud. My name is Anand Desikan, Director of Cloud and Data Services at Panasonic Avionics, and I'm joined today by Rachel Scherer, Senior Director of Data and Analytics from Blackboard. What to expect from this session? So, firstly, I would be going over Panasonic Avionics story on the Amazon QuickSight use case, and then once I'm done, I would hand it over to Rachel from Blackboard to cover Blackboard story on Amazon QuickSight use case. Who's Panasonic Avionics? We are not just the leading supplier of in-flight entertainment and connectivity solutions. We have about 2.7 billion passengers that use Panasonic Avionics solutions every year. And we celebrated just our 40th anniversary of innovation just this past year. We're always looking forward to in the direction of innovation. We have close to about 15,000 plus in-flight entertainment and connectivity solutions installed on airplanes. And our mission in business is to defining in-flight entertainment is our legacy, and also defining the passenger experience is our mission. So one area that we focus on is to pioneer solutions, systems, platforms, and services that make flying more valuable. To give you a little bit of a background on what Panasonic Avionics story is, we started off with a story around a legacy mindset around data, and from harvesting the data and providing outcomes, we were nowhere there. So our journey for towards the cloud and digital transformation started in back 3 years ago, and one of the focuses was to drive how can we harvest the data assets and bring them to a central location and also drive some of those outcomes that we desire, and also for our customers. So with that said, we embarked on this journey of the next cloud and data lake, and also how can we actually drive operational efficiencies from the concepts that have been making waves in the industry around reliability analytics, predictive maintenance, SLA improvements, product intelligence, and also cost optimization. One area that we also wanted to provide was a single place where all the control, curated, and better quality data would be available for not just our application teams, but also for our executives to be able to look at and make data-driven decisions. One area that we have been able to successfully do is to build out of the data lake on Amazon Web Services as well, where we bring in a ton of data from our ground systems, the passenger data, machine data. We also bring a lot of our manufacturing and ERP data as well to actually drive a lot of the outcomes that we desire from some of this work that we're doing. One area that we have been successful is around operational efficiencies, predictive maintenance, being able to create an AI workbench for our analysts as well as our data scientists, which was unheard of before we started off on this journey. And the area that we're moving into is to provide a customer analytics solution where we can provide actionable insights to our customers who are the airlines, and also provide them with tools that they can make their passenger satisfaction better and also increase the passenger engagement on that front. How do we get here? One of our key drivers was operational intelligence and agility. And one area that we wanted to focus on was to build a internal analytics platform that would basically provide a common place for everybody to actually consume the data, curate the data, as well as provide actionable insights to a wide variety of audience up and down the organization and also across the organization as well. So once we were able to on that journey, we were able to collect all that data into a data lake. it became much more easier for us to actually start looking into how we can actually better provide the reporting functionality. Along that lines, we embarked on this journey in July of 2019, and quickly realized that Amazon QuickSight was a phenomenal platform for us to actually do it at low cost, high scalability, and also a managed service that provides us with a lot of advantages. So, and also provided a lot of the roadmap from Amazon QuickSight, where it actually provided with a lot of the ML capability that was coming into QuickSights without having to do a lot of groundwork on our end. So some of the outcomes that we were driving for, as I mentioned, was reliability analysis, predictive maintenance, SLA improvement, product intelligence, and cost optimization. And Origin's platform, fundamentally was built, around the scope that we would be able to bring a lot of our legacy, reporting systems, as well as the go forward mechanism where we would basically be leveraging a lot of the managed services out of Amazon as well. To talk about a little bit about what our Nextcloud principles are, or design tenets are, powered by Amazon Web Services, we really wanted to build a lot of the cross-cutters, as we call it. Primarily our focus was to actually be cloud native first, be automated for most of, if not all, and repattern for the cloud if we are bringing legacy workloads to the cloud. And also another key one that we really wanted to emphasize was the scale dynamically at runtime. Security, of course, was a big design tenet that we needed to keep in focus, and of course the self-healing and the low cost of the managed services, which provides us scalability because we operate in several countries, was also paramount. As you all know, our applications generate a ton of data, and we wanted to bring insights closer to the users. And this could be data coming from our ground systems to actually determine our connectivity. And as you know, we are a connectivity service provider to the airplanes. We also provide entertainment solutions like live TV. We provide a lot of media options within the passenger journey, from pre-flight, during flight, and post-flight as well. So all that data was actually getting very hard to kind of decipher and provide insightful product intelligence, as well as identifying opportunities, right? So a lot of our old challenges was to be building on either open source solutions or off the shelf solutions. It was hard, it was expensive, it was time consuming, as well as resource intensive, where we were throwing a lot of people at the problem. And one of the design tenets that I mentioned earlier was we would like to throw automation at the problem and not people at the problem. So one of the go forward approaches was to actually, how do we actually bring more out of the box solutions, and also being able to provide embedded analytic solutions within our context, as well as provide a low cost solution so that we can scale to the larger part of our organization, which is global. Why did we decide on QuickSight? The question comes up where we really wanted a seamless embedded analytics experience within our framework that we have built, and also provide deeper data analytics. This could be ad hoc analytics that people would actually want to develop, curate, and also dashboard and publish it, or we want to actually have some the application such as QuickSight doing a lot of the automated undifferentiated heavy lifting itself in the overall scenario. So here, machine learning insights and ML powered insights that QuickSight has come out with is being hugely beneficial for us. As I said, it's a fully managed and scalable service, so we pretty much throw automation at the problem of all our dashboards that we create and also curate and also publish, and flexible pricing. So we do use Enterprise QuickSight, and it provides flexible pricing for pay for use, and also provides a rich list of APIs and SDKs that we leverage today on a day-to-day basis. Here is our quick architecture. As I mentioned earlier, the Origins platform, powered by Amazon Web Services, is at the forefront. QuickSight is at the forefront of it. And what we provide is we actually have a data lake and a data catalog that basically feeds a lot of our dashboards, right from our operational dashboards to monitoring dashboards to actually even like providing predictive, insights to our operational personnel, as well as our product managers and all the executives in the organization that be able to look at one single place where every analytic is used for making data-driven decisions. So Origins, from a application point of view, is a framework that we have built, and also along with Amazon CloudFront as the front layer, and then we basically go into QuickSight specific dashboards that are integrated with our Cognito, Amazon Cognito identity provider. And then all the QuickSight specific dashboards are powered by Amazon Athena, and also going into our Glue data catalog. So this is kind of at a very high level how our architecture is laid out. And to specifically mention it, we do have a number of use cases that we are still continuing to work on that has been a game-changing in terms of our approach to data-powered insights. And with the introduction of a number of these features within Amazon QuickSight, we are able to adopt that in a seamless fashion, rather than building something out of the box or even like custom solutions and so on. So that has been the biggest game changer for us within our usage of QuickSight. Here are some of the dashboards that we have actually built on the Origins platform, powered by Amazon QuickSight. Some of them show machine learning powered anomaly detection, auto narratives, and also what has been the most impressive part is we are now able to provide these tools that took days and weeks for folks to actually drill down and understand what the issues were, or even to actually react to it. Now we can actually do proactive monitoring of a number of our operational scenarios, and also we are able to communicate in a very proactive manner, not only internally but also externally to our stakeholders and customers as well. So with that said, I would turn it over to Rachel from Blackboard for her session.
Thank you, Anand. My name is Rachel Shear. I'm the Senior Product Management Director at Blackboard, heading our data and analytics practice, and I'm really excited to be speaking with you all today. I want to introduce Blackboard first. Now, Blackboard is a leading education technology company that supports over 150 million learners, parents, educators, and administrators in every region of the world. With our global footprint, our powerful technologies, and our education expertise, we are definitely uniquely positioned to lead the industry to a new personalized experience of education. Now, the journey to personalization in education is critically important because we believe that learner success at scale is achieved through that personalized user experience. Our mission to advance learning is in service of learners, educators, and institutions. And the idea here is that we want to help them meet their goals today and prepare them for goals that they may be able to anticipate or not anticipate tomorrow. Now, the way that we bring this approach to market is through something that we call the learning experience ecosystem. It's a holistic solution for driving that personalized experience fueled by data. Through the learning experience ecosystem, we're able to enable educators, administrators, and learners to access personalization in their workflows and improve learning outcomes. Data is the foundation of that ecosystem, and we use it to inform functionality, features, and new product and feature development that we put together in other parts of the ecosystem. Our work is grounded in data in much more than a conceptual way. Data is really the backbone of our overall platform approach. Now, we've been building this foundation out for some time. As you may know, we've been on this journey to move all of our technologies to the cloud over many years, and this is exactly why. The transition to SaaS for us has not been an end goal. Really, our goal is to be able to enable all of that innovation required to bring personalization to market and drive improved learner outcomes. Now, sitting on top of data are capabilities. So this can be thought of as just the way that we apply those data in the technologies and solutions that we bring to market. And on top of this is the personalized experience, which is basically just where the rubber meets the road. This is how learners, educators, and institutions experience our products and solutions. Now, the data gathered through that personalized experience, the 25 billion weekly interactions in our learning management and virtual classroom systems, feed back into our data foundation and help inform what comes next in our capabilities. So what you see here actually represents a continuous improvement approach, which is really critical to driving learner success today and tomorrow. So it's a big part of my team's role to facilitate this continuous improvement process. And we're delivering on this with something called Blackboard Data, which brings together data from across all of our teaching and learning products, combines it into one really powerful, really impactful data model, and then uses it to drive personalized insights and experiences to all of our end users across a bunch of the different experiences that we provide in our learning platform. Our clients are adopting Blackboard Data in increasing numbers, and our eligibility for Blackboard Data is expanding worldwide, along with features and capabilities, part of which is being supported, of course, by AWS QuickSight. So one great proof point of this approach, and a great proof point for QuickSight, is our new analytics solution called Blackboard Achieve. So here's the way to think about this. A personalized experience within analytics starts with acknowledging that people with different roles in education have different questions that need to be answered using data. They also frequently have different needs in terms of the formats and ways that they would best be positioned to consume that data that are aligned with their role and their level of data literacy. Another way to think about this is that everybody's got questions, but not everybody, really needs to dig deeply into the data to make sure that they can answer those questions. So with Blackboard Achieve, we are using this multi-persona approach to inform, assure, and elevate student performance and success, making sure that we're supporting each person at the institution who has a stake in the goal of student success with personalized, actionable insights. We're starting with the academic leader role at the institution. The way we support this role is that we help them remove systemic barriers, so barriers that might exist across the institution to student success, and we try to help create an optimal environment for all learners within that institution. This is really step one in ensuring student success, because you need to build a really strong foundation of an online teaching and learning practice before you can get to the point of making an impact by identifying individual students who need help and intervening there. So let's take a look at what this looks like. What you're seeing here is the user interface for the Blackboard Data platform, and this is where all of our reports for academic leaders are being surfaced. Now, Blackboard Achieve enables academic leaders to create that optimal learning environment by supporting strategic decisions. Here we can identify student engagement metrics that align with institutional academic performance across the platform and across the whole organization. We can also understand the relationship between instructor presence and student engagement. And we can define, validate, and defend management KPIs, such as grading response time. using all of this to identify systemic problems for further investigation by folks at the institution. So all these reports surface diagnostic insights across multiple tools. And this academic leadership role doesn't necessarily use all of those teaching and learning tools that advisors and students have access to. So the best experience for them is delivered in an interface that is dedicated to insight and to exploring the data. All of the reports that you see here are made in AWS QuickSight, and they're surfaced within our own user interface. Using this integrated BI tool rather than coding each visualization individually has really enabled Blackboard to be a lot more agile in how we develop these reports. And we also feel like this will accelerate development of future reports, which is, of course, very important when we have a live product that needs a lot of iteration from the start. So where are we going next? Our next steps for Blackboard Achieve are very much in step with QuickSight. AWS has been a great partner in supporting us. We've had a lot of really unique needs, as you can imagine, in rolling this out at scale and globally. And so we've been really appreciative of the partnership with AWS and making sure that all of our needs are met and all of our users' needs are met. As I mentioned at the start of the presentation, Blackboard does have a worldwide user base. We plan to roll out our capabilities across all regions over 2021. So it's incredibly important that we can support all of our clients in their native or preferred languages. We're also going to be continuing to build out personalized experiences for all of the remaining user personas that I mentioned. So given the importance of data privacy and security, especially in the education market, one of the things that we care an awful lot about is ensuring that each of these roles has the appropriate level of access. Finally, we plan to investigate some options for leveraging machine learning in providing more insightful data to each of those individual users in their workflows. And we're definitely working right now with AWS to understand the role that SageMaker may play in this area for us. Thank you very much. Really appreciated the time with you today.